Why do so many marriages that start with love, passion, and excitement end up cold, distant, and broken? Why does intimacy, that beautiful gift Allah placed between husband and wife, fade away as if it was never there? If you have ever felt your marriage slipping into silence, if you have felt your spouse sitting next to you but feeling like a stranger, you are not alone. Thousands of couples go through this pain silently, and many never talk about it until it's too late. But here is the truth. This is not an accident. Allah never places you in a situation without wisdom. If you are experiencing the slow fading of intimacy in your marriage, today's reminder can change the way you see your relationship forever. This message might be the very turning point you've been searching for. Before we begin, I want you to take a moment and open your heart. If you are going through struggles in your marriage, if intimacy has faded, or if you have found a way to bring the spark back by the mercy of Allah, share your experience in the comments. You never know. Your words might become a guiding light for someone else sitting in the dark right now, wondering if there is any hope left. By sharing your story, you might save another Muslim couple from breaking apart, and you will earn reward for spreading wisdom and encouragement. Many couples begin their journey with so much love and hope. The wedding day is filled with laughter, dreams, and promises. In those first days, even the smallest gestures feel so special. A smile, a kind word, holding hands, or simply being in each other's presence feels like the greatest blessing in the world. But then reality enters. Daily responsibilities, work stress, bills, children, extended family, and personal struggles begin to pile up. What was once effortless suddenly feels heavy. The laughter slowly fades into silence. The closeness begins to feel like distance. And the intimacy that should have been a source of peace and mercy becomes something both partners silently crave but rarely express. Why does this happen? Because marriage is not just about love at the start. It is about effort, patience, and constant nurturing. Allah tells us in the Quran that He placed between spouses love and mercy. This love and mercy are like seeds. If watered with care, kindness, and time, they grow into a beautiful tree that provides shade, fruits, and comfort. But if neglected, the tree begins to wither. The same happens with intimacy. It fades when couples stop watering it with attention, with communication, with understanding, and with acts of love. One of the most common scenarios we see in daily life is the couple who start their married life strong, but within a year or two, the husband becomes consumed by work, and the wife becomes overwhelmed with household responsibilities. Both are exhausted, both feel unappreciated, and slowly they stop seeing each other the way they once did. Intimacy becomes routine, if it exists at all. And the emotional connection that fuels physical closeness begins to disappear. The wife may feel unloved, the husband may feel unvalued, and Shaitan whispers to both of them that perhaps their spouse is no longer the right person for them. This is one of the most dangerous traps because it leads the heart away from gratitude and into discontentment. Islam teaches us that intimacy is not just a physical act, it is an act of worship, a way of fulfilling half of your faith and a source of blessing for both partners. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, reminded us that even in fulfilling desires with your spouse, there is reward from Allah. Why? Because when done with love, respect, and sincerity, intimacy strengthens the bond, protects from sin, and increases mercy between husband and wife. Yet, in many marriages, this gift is ignored or taken for granted, leading to frustration and distance. For new married couples, the mistake often lies in expectations. Many believe that the initial spark will last forever without effort, but reality proves otherwise. Love after marriage is not meant to remain as fiery as the first days. It is meant to mature, to deepen, to turn into something more meaningful and steady. If one does not understand this shift, they will assume that love has died, when in fact it is only transforming. This misunderstanding pushes many into unnecessary arguments and dissatisfaction. Another daily life scenario is when technology and distractions replace real conversations. How many couples sit at the dinner table not looking at each other but glued to their phones? How many evenings are wasted scrolling through social media instead of talking, listening, or simply being present with your spouse? Slowly, without realizing it, the intimacy begins to fade, not because of a big problem, but because of a series of small neglect. And remember, Shaitan works step by step, taking advantage of these little cracks until the whole relationship feels empty. Sometimes intimacy fades because one spouse carries unspoken pain. It could be financial stress, family interference, or personal insecurities. Instead of sharing and seeking comfort from their partner, they withdraw. Silence becomes the new language of the marriage. This silence is dangerous because it kills intimacy, not only physically, but emotionally. A spouse may sit right beside you, but their heart is far away, and that distance is much harder to bridge. The wisdom of Islam guides us toward constant renewal of love and compassion. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the best example of this. He showed affection, kindness, and playfulness with his wives. He listened to them, respected them, and never made them feel neglected. Modern couples often think that romance is not part of Islam, but this is completely false. The Prophet himself raced with his wife Aisha, spoke sweetly to her, and cared about her feelings. These small acts keep intimacy alive and make marriage a source of tranquility instead of burden. If your intimacy has faded, ask yourself, when was the last time you expressed gratitude for your spouse? When was the last time you surprised them with a kind word, a small gift, or a gentle touch? Do not underestimate the power of small actions. They may seem minor, but they build emotional connection. And emotional connection is the root of intimacy. Remember, struggles in intimacy are not always a sign of a broken marriage. Sometimes they are tests from Allah to push you back towards patience, mercy, and communication. Just as financial struggles are a test, health struggles are a test, so too are marital struggles. Allah promises that with hardship comes ease. If you and your spouse hold on to faith, if you continue to make dua together, seek forgiveness, and strive to improve, Allah can turn even the coldest marriage into one filled with warmth again. At this point, I want you to reflect deeply. If your marriage feels distant, if intimacy has faded, ask yourself, am I making effort for the sake of Allah, or am I waiting for my spouse to change first? Change always begins with you. The moment you decide to put in effort to communicate, to show patience, to revive romance, Allah will place barakah in your actions, and you will see results. Imagine standing before Allah on the day of judgment, and He shows you how your patience, your kindness, and your effort to revive intimacy saved your marriage and protected your children from brokenness. Imagine the reward waiting for you because you chose mercy over neglect, forgiveness over pride, and effort over laziness. Do not let shaitan convince you that your marriage is beyond repair. With Allah, nothing is impossible. My brothers and sisters, never forget that intimacy is not just about closeness of the body, it is about closeness of the heart. If you nurture the heart with kindness, respect, and mercy, physical intimacy will naturally follow. But if you neglect the heart, no amount of physical acts will bring true peace. As we close, I want you to take action today. Go to your spouse, smile at them sincerely, thank them for something they have done, no matter how small. Start rebuilding the connection, one moment at a time. And if you are struggling, do not stay silent. Talk, seek advice, and above all, turn to Allah with sincere prayers. Now, I want you to do something powerful. Share your own experience in the comments. What struggles have you faced in marriage? How did intimacy fade for you, and how did you revive it if you did? Your words could be the reason someone else finds hope. Your experience could be the key that prevents another family from breaking apart. Do not withhold wisdom, because every time someone benefits from your words, you gain reward. This message could change your perspective forever. Do not be among those who listen and walk away unchanged. Let this reminder open your heart, inspire your marriage, and strengthen your bond with Allah. Spread this message and remember that you hold the power to transform your marriage by the will of Allah.